So I picked up this 2018 Ford Taurus Limited because I expected it to be a nice quick build, but that was almost a year ago. I have lots of experience working on this vehicle as I have rebuilt several of these vehicles in the past, but I was not ready for the surprises that came with this one. Picked it up, brought it home 8 hours away, opened it up, things took a different turn. Several months later, I decided to start working on it. I couldn't make any headway, put it away, and a couple more months later, I opened it back up again. And that brings us to our current situation. I sent this vehicle to the frame shop to get inspected. It failed, not for the damage that I was aware of. It turns out there was hidden damage due to an accident that occurred and this vehicle was not repaired properly. So with this newly discovered hidden damage in the rear end of this vehicle, plus the front end damage and the main chassis harness that was cut for no apparent reason that renders this vehicle inoperable, really set me back on this project. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's pretty late and I was not going to make a video about this, but I figured why not. I'm currently working on the Ford Taurus and you can see my cuts and those are great, but I am actually having to cut this off to save the other one. That vehicle had been in a rear end collision before and it was not repaired properly. They pretty much just bushed it and sent it on its way, and now it's not going to pass inspection because obviously everything has to be up to manufacturer specification. So now we found that damage. It's a good thing to have a parts vehicle because if I did not, that damage would cost me over $1,000 in parts only to get it repaired. But since I have a parts vehicle, I've completely stripped the trunk over here. I need to cut out this rear panel, which I'm currently working on. I'm cutting from over here. It's a waste of 2 good quarter panels, but it is what it is. At least I'm able to get this repair done with a vehicle I actually have instead of spending $1,000 at the dealership. Now I'm going to continue my cuts. I need to get this piece separated and we can take the piece we need and weld it onto the other Taurus. Alright guys, and there you have it. I finally cut that piece out. It only took forever. I have it sitting right over there, but as you can see, no more floor pan, no more trunk lid. That was a mission. Alright guys, as you can see, the painted rear panel looks very good. It's now time to install the rear bumper on the vehicle. I have everything in the rear side of this vehicle completely assembled. Interior is completely put together. Bumper is fully secured, so that's really good. I also secured the fender liner where I was down here, so that's really good. So now it's time to move on to the front end of this vehicle. A second look at the wiring harness that was cut over there. I've looked at the radiator, pulled this out to get the repair on this side of the vehicle done. I've also gone outside and looked at the parts vehicle multiple times, and now I know for sure there's just no way to move the harness from that vehicle to this one, because that harness is the complete engine wiring harness. It goes into the fuse box and goes through the firewall into the vehicle. So as much as I don't like splicing wires, that's the only course of action right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rad support, the headlights, maybe the fender, and get to work on that area of the vehicle, splicing in the new wiring harness. Now, as you can see, I've completely taken everything off the vehicle. We have the replacement rad support over here. This is the original one. It had some damage, so I removed one from the parts car. Headlights, coolant reservoir, everything is over there. So now it's time to get to work in this area. We have more room to start splicing and then hopefully being able to save this wiring harness. Alrighty guys, unfortunately I had to succumb to the same savagery as the guys who initially cut this harness. As you can see, I have a harness out here. This is the harness from the parts Ford Taurus, which is the white one. I just went ahead and cut it over there, same way they did this one. Because I was looking at this and there's a whole bunch of missing connectors and grounds, and it's just gonna be easier just splicing this harness to that one. Hopefully the colors are the same. The Part Stars is a 2014 and this one is a 2018. So hopefully the colors are the same and it's gonna be pretty much just matching colors and there's gonna be no funny business. Obviously I won't know until I get to work. So without much more talking, I'm gonna dive right in and see what we have here. I don't think I've had this much of a difficulty working on a vehicle in a very, very long time. This wires is making me go crazy. So this is the harness that came off the vehicle. This is the one that was cut, obviously, and this is the one that came with the vehicle. This is the one I've cut over here from the parts vehicle. Now let me explain to you what's going on. This is one of the connector that goes to the fan. You can see exactly where it was cut. And that same connector that goes to the fan, so it was cut right about here. So all these connectors is missing on this original harness. I don't have any of this. So instead of starting to splice in the wires just like this, because I don't know which wire goes to which, I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here and try and transfer this bunch over to this one. Now, is it gonna work? I don't know, but this is what I have to work with right now because I have no idea. There's so many different connectors, as you can see, and that's all missing. So this is not going to be a time lapse. It's going to take me a while to figure this out. So I'm just going to get to work behind the scene and I'm going to cut you guys in when I know what I'm doing.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, right now as you can see, it is pretty late. It's dark outside, but I'm in the parts car right now. I'm trying to pull off the wheel airbag for the Part Stars, from the Part Stars to install on the Taurus we're going to be rebuilding. I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now. Like I said, as you can see, it's pretty dark out here, but in here I just opened this up. It was a bit of a mission, but we got it done. Couple of tabs to push in, and now I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this, and we can go install it on our Taurus. And now we're back in the garage on the proper Taurus. As you can see, I started taking this apart. It looks like when this airbag deployed, it completely ripped it open. It's still fully secured in there, so I need to still try to pry it out. But this is the replacement one, as you can see. That's not been deployed, that will go on the vehicle. So I'm going to get right to this. And now as you can see, I have it open. And as usual, anytime this wheel airbag deploys in every vehicle, doesn't matter what it is, at least most vehicles I've worked on, this gets really hot. And as you can see, everything is melted. You cannot get this off. There's no way. You can see signs of that heat over there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this, splice in the new wires from the new airbag, and we're going to be good to go. Now I've made all the connections, and yeah, there we go. It's fully secured now. Beautiful. Now over in the engine bay, I start by resecuring the AC line, then the coolant reservoir, which is the coolant tank. and then the windshield washer tank. And moved on to stripping the hood. I intend to paint the inside of the hood, so everything has to come off. I cleaned it, prepped it, and got it sprayed in. The hood was off the vehicle, we prepped it. I also did paint this last night. I just got carried away, I forgot to hit the record button. But I painted the inside of the hood, which is really, really good. That means at this point, I am now ready to pretty much reinstall the component that goes on the inside of the hood, slap it back on, and then I'm going to get back to work on this front wiring, and hopefully I can make some progress. So far, all I've been able to figure out is all the ground cables. As you can see, I've connected everything in there, secured it, which is really, really good because that took a minute to figure it out. Now, as you can see, I still have quite a bit of wires that needs to get work done. But first, I'm going to start with the easy stuff, the hood, which is on top of the roof of the vehicle right now. Let's get that fully assembled, installed on the vehicle, and then we can move on to the wiring once again. And now, guys, as you can see, the hood is fully assembled. Obviously, it got dirty from all these trim pieces over here, but that's no problem. This vehicle is in no clean condition, so everything's going to get washed when we're done working on it. So now, I'm going to go ahead and install the hood on the vehicle. And now, guys, as you can see, the hood is on. That was a mission because this is a heavy hood. It's a steel hood, and it was a very, very heavy piece to get on there. But I'm super happy I was able to get it done just by myself. Everything is secured, looking good. So now it's time to get back to the dreaded wiring harness over here. I really hope I'm able to figure this out because I've spent so much time on it right now. It's almost getting frustrating, but we're going to give it a shot.
Several months later.
Alrighty, guys, so now I'm hopping back on the Ford Taurus. As you can see, it's been sitting outside for a while. The garage is full, lots of other projects. I'm not sure which one is going to get released first, but now today's the only day I'm going to be able to work on the Taurus because it's mildly cold outside. It's only -10, so I'm going to try to finish fixing the wires up front so this vehicle is no longer in limp mode. Then we can hopefully get some more parts on it. So I picked up a used front bumper that's sitting over there, and open the hood. Yeah, put a plastic over it because, as you can see, there's lots of snow everywhere and I did not need anything else getting damaged. So I'm going to pull this off and get back to fixing the wiring up here. First, I'm going to throw in a new battery. Alrighty guys, so as you can see in here, I have made all the connections. Everything is completely secured so far. I have loosely fitted the radiator, the grill shutter, pretty much everything. Headlamps, the only thing that's not on here right now is the fog lamp, but everything is on here. I've also hooked up a trickle charger or battery maintainer to the battery because the vehicle is not on right now, but the ignition is on, so we have power going to the vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and use a scanner and do testing of all the components, make sure I've wired everything correctly, because as you can obviously tell, there was a lot of wiring that had to be repaired down there. So over here in the vehicle, as you can see, I've hooked up the scanner and there is so many fault codes. As you can see, everything that's orange is not good. So I'm basically going to clear all the fault codes, see what comes back, because right now we only have a check engine light. There's no more ABS, so that's really good. That means this vehicle is no longer in leap mode. Because before now, moving this vehicle out of the garage into the yard, back and forth, if you floored it, it would barely move. The ABS light was on. That was obviously the reason why. Now it's no longer on. We just have a check engine light, airbag light, and the tire pressure monitoring system light. So I'm really happy about that. It just means that I have done the connections pretty accurately up front. So now I'm gonna go ahead and clear the codes like I mentioned, see what comes back, and start diagnosing. It's gonna be fun. There's so many fault codes, I'm not gonna waste any time with this. I'm just gonna go ahead and clear it and see what comes back. Because obviously this vehicle was taken apart. So now we're clearing. We still have one for the RCM, one for the PSM, and the APIM. So this gives me a good idea of what I have to deal with. So after clearing all the codes and restarting the vehicle, these are the codes that came back. We have two codes for the restraint control system, which is the airbag module and all that fancy stuff. Seat belts, I need to check to see what's still deployed because I did install the new airbag, as you obviously remember in the video. We have one for power steering, heated steering. So all these other ones lost communication with the front is because the center stack is still missing. I'm waiting for that to come in. Same as all these ones over here. So we're looking pretty good right now, pretty good. I ordered this brand new tires for the Taurus, so let's go get them mounted on the rims. Alrighty guys, as you can see, it's another cold day. We're working outside on the Taurus. So I just had the front bumper painted, and I also had hood and fenders on the Taurus also painted. So fender, hood, and the other fender were all painted. Now it's time to start assembling this and getting it ready to go on the vehicle. And I'm going to be doing all of that outside, so this should be fun. Now, as you can see, I have the bumper fully assembled, lower grille, upper grille, the crash absorber, fog lamps, the bezel, sensors, everything is on here. Now it's time to go get this mounted on the vehicle.
moments later.
Alrighty guys, it is a sad day. It's not super late, it's just daylight savings. But I took the Taurus for a drive. I have been driving it for the last couple of days just to make sure everything is okay. And on my drive back home, let's just say it did not go good. Well, the drive itself went good. Bringing it back home safely, that's a different case. The Taurus drives phenomenal. Handling is excellent. But while bringing the vehicle back home, trying to park on my property, just because I have so much vehicles in here, I kind of accidentally bumped it, so to say. So our brand new painted bumper is no longer brand new. It is super unfortunate considering how much work I put into this vehicle. I purchased this vehicle over a year ago, so I've been ready to be done with this build. But this happened and I'm super upset about it, but it is what it is. I have purchased a brand new bumper. I have sent it to paint. I should be receiving it shortly, and then we can have everything redone again. And guys, it has been several days. We're now in the garage, much better lighting, and I'm going to show you the damage to the Ford Taurus. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. Super unfortunate. I was actually trying to repair this bumper, but looking at it, you can obviously tell it's just not possible. There was a bunch of missing pieces. The crack was spreading. It's just not worth it. So I picked up a brand new bumper. That brand new bumper is now here. It's been painted. It's time to get to assembling it and hopefully causing no more damage to this vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my bumper stand, bring out the bumper, and we're going to start assembling it. But first, we need the old bumper, or we need the bumper of the Taurus so we can swap all the pieces over to the newly painted one. And yes, I know my garage is a mess. There's a lot of parts for a lot of builds everywhere in here. It's going to be so much chaos trying to figure out what I need when I need it. But that's beside the point. Guys, I have the brand new painted bumper over here, which is also brand new. I have the Taurus over here. As you can see, I've been putting this vehicle through its paces, and it is super dirty. It's currently winter, and as you can see, all the road grime and salts, this thing desperately needs a wash. But I have to throw a new bumper on, try to fix the headlights, because I have brand new LED headlights in here, and the output is still not good. So I'm gonna sand off and polish this both headlights, see if I can breathe some new life into it. Hopefully that fixes it. But now let's get to popping this old bumper off the vehicle. Alright guys, and there we have it. We have the bumper now off the vehicle. There's a lot of component that needs to be moved over from this one to the brand new painted one. So now it's time to turn it over and start moving parts from that one to this one. So guys, as you can see, the front bumper is now fully assembled. Yes, it looks dirty. It's winter. There's nothing I can do about it. But when we're obviously all done, this vehicle is going to get a proper wash, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. So now that the bumper is fully assembled, it's time to throw it on the vehicle. I'm going to get that done right away. Guys, it's the following morning. As you can see, the Taurus stove is over here. I'm going to bring it over to the car wash it up, and we're going to see what this beauty turned out to be. And now we're in the vehicle. Let's head over to the car wash and get it all cleaned up. I obviously need to put some gas in it, but as you can see, there is no lights on the dash. Super happy about that. Everything works the way it should. This couldn't have turned out any better, literally. It could not have turned out any better. So let's cut to the end of the video. Alright guys, and there we have it. As you can see, the Ford Taurus Limited is all completely done. It looks beautiful. The vehicle handles fantastic. I have no complaints, and there are no coats on the dash. Everything was wired correctly. I couldn't be more happier about how this vehicle turned out. Excellent. The black is sleek, the tinted windows in the rear, everything is just perfect. If you enjoy videos like this, you know what to do. Stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be epic. Crazy amount of work is going into that one. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. Be sure to copy some merch to help support the channels, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.